MC Recovery is in the house. Hit that like button over there. And it's MC Recovery. I'm finna react. Now, let's get back to some of the nitty gritty. I haven't been showing y'all the thing. We have this election coming up out here in California. I don't know if somebody put it in the chat if this is a special election, and then it's a lot of buzz about a lot of money and funding. It's going in all these commercials about Project 50. He's trying to take over, but we need to see, is we really being told the truth about this? And then you got to remember, a lot of taxes haven't stopped going up. The gas taxes are, well, we be punished if this vote don't go. Either way, either way, I do believe we in some sort of debt. There's a lot of investigations and lawsuits going on. Hey, just Google it to see what's going on in your state or county. And with further ado, let's get this thing to crack. And I don't know where I'm going to start. Well, I started with Proposition 60 and votes turn on Newton. Let's see. Let's give one of these a crack. All right. We're going to let's start with Melody first.
The online voter registration system, it seems to be an honor system. Anybody can put information in there to register to vote. All you have to do is click a box and say that you're not lying, and then you'll get an email from the Secretary of State or something in the mail saying thank you for registering to vote, and there you are. Once you're on the voter rolls, anytime an election comes around, guess what? You get mailed a ballot, right? You get mailed something to vote. So we found that a little bit problematic.
So before she says something, check that out. Didn't y'all hear that? Online voting on the ballot. Well, I mean, like, this ballot voting being online, anybody can be signed. Anything or anybody can be signing up. And I mean, like, just think about it. You got this online ballot thing on, and anybody can sign up. That's the part that cracks me up. Okay, let's really check out and dig in. I'm going to move her video up a little. Fair use. Go over here and check her out. And take in mind, this is an officer, see? Update on arrest of looted council member. See? Lodi council member. And this is in San Juan County since 1850. So let's see what it's talking about.
So some of the anomalies that citizen that called the meeting with us pointed out, they noticed that there were about 93 people that were registered to vote or on the voter rolls. Whether they cast a ballot or not, we're not going to get into that. Just the fact that they were on the voter rolls with the birth date of 1850. There were 232 people registered to vote with an address to our local prisons. There were 4,144 people that were 90 years old and older. There were 125 people registered to vote or on
law
the voter rolls
enforcement
that were registered to, or their address comes back to nonprofit, NGOs, and different businesses. There were approximately 300 people with no first name, just the last name.
Now, if this sounds like a bug in the system, I promise you it's not. It's a feature. They're proud of this. California's been moving this way for years. Automatic DMV registration, universal mail-in ballots, and now online registration that runs on the honor code. Now, Democrats, of course, they're calling it accessible. But the reality, it's just like leaving your front door open and calling it inviting. But you have to understand that this is not new. In 2020, after a federal lawsuit, California had to remove more than 1 million ineligible voters. Yes,
Wow.
yes. They promised that this would never happen again, but now they've institutionalized it, and it is happening again because this is exactly what they want and how they can prop up votes for themselves because they know they're bleeding voters.
There are about 110.
So think about that. Think about that. She has an interesting show, so that's Melody King. Go over there and check out the rest of that one. But we're gonna keep this thing cracking. A lot of us know something odd was always going on, or things was written. It seems like when they say vote no or yes on certain items, sometimes the definition of the yes is still like it's more going for the no. So no matter which way you pick, it's going to go through. That's how things are sensitive, allegedly, supposedly, out here in California. That, you know, sometimes it seems like, you know, hey, both sides may want to sway with what they want to do. So go over there and check out the rest of this. I don't know if it's the rest of his sentence. We're going to listen to about 30 more seconds of it.
People that were possible double voters, basically the same name, date of birth, address, but two different voter ID numbers. People were registered to vote at various shelters and all that. And we even found one person on the voter rolls by the name of Jesus Christ, which we found kind of interesting. Again, none of this proves that there's wrongdoing or anything like that, but that does indicate to us that we kind of need to take a closer look at what our voting system is looking like out there. And we're working closely with the Register of Voter. We've brought up these issues with her, and she's addressing those on her end, and we're kind of developing a plan because our ultimate goal is to restore people's faith in the voting system. And so, you know, we're creating a relationship with her. And a lot of times people come to us and they say, hey, you know, what can we do? Well, my recommendation is create a relationship with the Register of Voter, with your local sheriff, with your board of supervisors, you know, with your DA, and just make sure that your county, whatever you live in, is secure.
So y'all heard. Well, that was some good information there. But now let's really get this cracking. Y'all notice y'all see AOC up there too, right? And then I was chiming in on the Machizo TV show. I'm gonna see if I can go because they're live right now. And let's go over there and check that out real quick because they is doing a live show. I should have put live right on this, and we're gonna go back.
To bring the joint capabilities, moving data, making sense of data, to thousands.
That's a sure. Let me see if I can find it. I went too far. Let's go right here. Fair you.
He's no better, but it's bad piece for our work. And look at the background of this Mandami photo op. You see them turbans? See them turbans? Turbans and some Asians, bro. The photo op itself is telling you in your face if this dude get elected, what type of action you in for. It's on, bro. Yeah, so well did dominate. Yeah,
that's in New York.
Too. Complete short bus. Yo, get a good look at this photo op. I'll tell you everything you need to know. This is why we do this content over here on this channel, man.
This is live.
We are going to create universal child care at no cost to parents.
The Democrats poured millions of migrants into Manhattan. That jacked up the prices on everything, from rent to insurance to food. So the communists are just sweeping in and promising things that have never worked anytime, anywhere. But they swear they're not crazy.
But we must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City.
Notice the way she's moving.
They might try to run AOC for president. They're like, she can't be any worse than Kamala, and that's the truth. She can't be any worse than Kamala. She's younger, she looks better, because Kamala is a complete word salad nut job. She's a complete airhead. And AOC's no better, but it's bad when you can say AOC's better than Kamala.
We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
When your message is, I swear I'm not.
Don't get it twisted. By after the midterms, if they really decide they're going to put some money in the AOC, she's going to start getting more and more polished. You see her body language in this last speech? All her prior appearances. Look at that. See that? With her hand on her chest, she's been coached.
We
Look
are
at this.
not the outlandish.
Look at this. See that? See how she's keeping her no heavy gestations of her hands. Dark black suit. Not too much makeup. Broad shoulder, padded shoulders.
Outlandish ones, New York City.
See how she's talking? She's got a speech coach.
They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
See that? See the fingers, the thumb to fingers. She's been coached.
Do y'all see
The
that?
thumb to fingers. That's what they did with Kamala. See that? The thumb to fingers.
She went to
When your
Toastmasters.
message is, I swear
Or
I'm not
something.
crazy,
Something
you're
higher
insane.
than Toastmasters.
and you're probably crazy. If Democrats had actually done a good job, not let the country get invaded, locked up criminals, spent trillions on windmills, the communists would have never gotten this kind of opening.
Lord of Brooklyn said that Madam Vice President Harris will never go down without a fight. Black versus brown warfare in the Democratic Party. I'm here for it. I'm all for a civil war inside the Democratic Party, so they can fight with themselves, split the votes and everything.
That's what they've been
The ultra
doing.
left crazies are taking over the party. Schumer's on his way out unless he does some type of internal Machiavellian power move.
So go over there and check those brothers out. They are live now. Oh, let me see. Because there's so much live. This is how long they've been there. Let me see where they're at.
Yeah, it's definitely time to buy more shares of Palantir.
So they're
Protect
talking
your
about the
infrastructure,
stock.
under what conditions, what do they say? These are going to be crucial to making things actually valuable.
How far behind are we?
So they're over there talking about stock now. So go over there and check that out at the Machizo TV. Hey, it's a real true show. So you got to have strong stomach because they're going to come with the uncut truth. The ultra, well, adult truth. So the thing of it is, I'm going to bag this up, and now we're going to get to the other part. The part I've been really waiting for. The part that, I'm just going to trust and Reform California and see what he's going to talk on. He has several screens on 50. So I already know what they like doing when I go to this one. So I'm going to click it now because they're going to do a commercial. Oh, this time they did. Ain't that something? Somebody must be really, 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 really watching it. So let's check it out. After Proposition 50, California Democrats plans a massive tax hike. Let's see.
Democrats are proposing a wealth tax on top of income tax, on top of sales tax, a wealth tax. We'll tell you what it is, how much it's going to cost you, and how we're leading the fight to block it.
Stay tuned. Hit that like button if you have came this far while on this show. Say something in the chat.
I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state representative. And don't let me say I told you so, because I would really like to see Prop 50 fail. We're working hard in these final days to get the no vote out. our campaigns, including our campaign to stop tax hikes. We actually go down a list of not just the wealth tax, but seven tax hikes that we are fighting, and wealth tax is at the top of that list, as you can see.
Look at that list. Do y'all see the list? A wealth tax. That's going to be the new one, okay? A mileage tax. A tax on moving out of the state. California will also be the first state to impose a tax on people who flee the state. Property tax, repeal on Proposition 13. Wow. What is 13? A partial of the total repeal of 13 from 1978, which protects homeowners against massive property tax hike. A tax on something that's already in place to protect us from taxes. That's what, if that don't sound goofy, I mean, that right there is like the fourth bullet point. Income tax, more income tax, sales tax, utility rate hike. So let's see what he's finna talk about.
See right here. But they've got the mileage tax on leaving the state called an exit tax. They want to repeal Prop 13. They want to increase the income tax and increase sales tax, and they're also spiking your utility bills. These are just some of the taxes that they're using to get inside your pocketbook and steal your money.
Wow.
So we have a dedicated campaign to fight.
So that just to give you an idea of what's really, really cracking. Okay? But now we're just going to have to just go over there and check out his Reform California show. And I mean, man. And he got another one in the chamber. So that's about it, what I can see so far. But let's get down to this is scary. Right? So now we're going to get it really cracking. Back to Melody King, fair use on the last one I just had. And let's really see what's really happening.
I've been wondering how there's been so much misinformation spread about Proposition 50. You know what? I'm going to take a look at this brochure about Proposition 50. My husband...
So I may want to speed it up. Okay? So let's check it out. Hold in there.
Was like, are you seriously going to read that? And I'm like, yes, I am. It says that Proposition 50 will put the power in the hands of the people of California and not backroom politicians. Lie. There's really no amount of mental gymnastics people can try to do to make this make any sense. It says that Proposition 50 will put the power in the hands of the people of California and not backroom politicians. Lie. There's really no amount of mental gymnastics people can try to do to make this make any sense. How does removing the independent committee that we voted on in 2008 to draw our maps because of gerrymandering in California, how is removing that bringing the power back to Californians' hands? It's going to cost $290 million. We're at a $12 billion deficit. And now if anyone out there criticizes Newsom at all, he says that they have California derangement syndrome, not wanting to be taxed at 50% for the homeless to do fucking meth and take shits on the sidewalk, and also not wanting your fucking house to burn down while there's no water in the fire hydrants. Yeah.
And then y'all saw in the previous video, they want to tax you if you leave. Okay now.
That's California derangement syndrome, buddy.
They call it redistricting reform, but what it really is a power grab disguised as reform. So behind those polished ads and empty promises, this measure hands the pin back to the politicians, the same politicians who rigged districts for decades in order to keep themselves in power. And if this thing passes, they get control of the maps, your maps, for 3 entire election cycles. And guess who's leading the charge, guys? It's no surprise. Gavin Newsom. He's throwing money, influence, and political muscle behind it, while at the same time, the DOJ just announced federal monitors for that same election.
Wow. So go over there and check out Melanie King. Let's move it up a little bit and see what else is in the cookie jar. Okay? Let's look at what else is in the cookie jar. Let's see.
Financing it, and how we could lock in power for years to come.
Voting centers in California are officially open starting today. And if you haven't already, you need to head into your local voting center and vote no on Prop 50. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The current turnout from California Republicans in this election is embarrassing. It's pathetic, actually. So far, over 3.7 million ballots have been returned statewide, and Democrats are turning out in massive numbers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, only about 17% of registered Republicans in the state have returned their ballots. 17%.
And usually
That is
when I vote, it's always some kind of weird problem or something going on. I dare not be like, independent or something. It's like they're always looking in the Democratic shuffleboard or something.
concerning. And that's exactly how we lose. Not because Democrats outsmarted us, but because too many conservatives are lazy and pessimistic, staying home thinking their vote doesn't matter. Well, you know what? Your vote absolutely matters. And the only way we're going to dig ourselves out of this hole that Democrat leadership has put us in is if we get out there and we put in the work. But if we don't, nothing's ever going to change, and our once great state is going to decay even more. Prop 50 isn't just some inconsequential ballot measure. It is going to change the entire trajectory of this state. It's about politicians stealing more power for themselves and silencing the voices of millions of Californians. And now there are no excuses. If you care about your faith, your family, your freedom, go in and vote no on Prop 50. Centers are open. Go vote in person or drop off your ballot and get your friends and family to do the same.
Here's what they don't want you to know. A yes on Prop 50 would temporarily hand control of new congressional maps back to the state legislature, completely stripping away power from the Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission. So
yeah, and we already had a term, so we just coming up with I believe this is a special election because we got to stop Donald Trump. That's the only play card that's always right on the table. They're not trying to give us one thing. They want to give us some taxes. What is we going to get in return? This is what no one's not asking. It's almost like we mesmerized. Let's just do what they say and hope for the hope of what we get in return. Is our small businesses coming back? Is going to be able to save money in the bank now? Think. We're not really trying to think. We're just moving on the moving. You're moving on the moving, not even thinking about your cousin, your son, your daughter, the one next to their kids. Okay. Let's move this up a little bit more. See, we even got her talking about it, okay? Let's see this. Let's see what she finna say.
Transparency. This isn't a technical cleanup. It's a calculated move to take complete control of the maps that decide who wins and who will never ever stand a chance.
All right, Californians, if you're sick and tired of Newsom and his cronies that are cheating, then you got to make sure that on November 4th, a special election is happening and you vote no on Prop 50. Essentially, what Prop 50 is determining if Gavin Newsom and his cronies continue to cheat, or do we continue to allow an independent commission to determine the districting line. If they win, that means Newsom and his cronies will continue to make everything democratic, and California as we know it will even be a bigger shit show than it already is. So,
I mean, we will have vending machines just like in San Francisco and Oakland that crack pipes, this, that, and other needles and stuff, and no one should never be even complaining. When you get on the news, just say, hey, I thought my boat was going to do this, okay? Just say that. Just say, look. You shouldn't even get on the news. As soon as they put the camera over, I voted for this. Where could I go and help in the mill line at? So, help feed this problem I call.
if you are wondering why vote no on Prop 50, because if they win and if they get their way, they're going to redraw the lines and determine where Democrats are going to represent. And in my opinion, they want Democrats to represent everywhere in California, and we will never be able to flip the state red.
Let's cut through the spin. So the Independent Commission was created because politicians, both Democrat and Republican, they abuse map making to protect.
So go over there, y'all, and check out the Melody King Show. I mean, this is like, whoa, this is crazy, crazy wild. And where's the other thing that had me cracking up? This, where's the one that really had me cracking? This one? Oh no, not that one. The one that had me cracking up is this one. Ha! Oh, and this is the last one. Let's check it out, y'all. Y'all can crack up now. Here we go. Fair use. Get ready and fair use. That look like a bear or something, huh? Let's see what it is. Or a panda.
Tell us what you think we should know about what's going right in California.
But I appreciate the context. Look, California is America, but only more so. We're the most, in the spirit of your introductory remarks, and just to set the scene, it's the size of 21 state populations combined. It's the most diverse state in the world's most diverse democracy. 27% of my state is foreign-born. We practice pluralism. It's a point of pride. I say that because it needs to be said, and you reinforce it here today. It's in that diversity that we have achieved so much strength.
Meanwhile, the way the voting system is structured, we see quite a few flaws. You're able to register even if and cast a vote if you don't live in the country, as evident of his brother in Pakistan. And I think we have some evidence of 2 or 3 other people out of the country that voted. Is that correct?
Yeah, approximately 2 or 3 other people out of the country, as well as people residing outside of the district.
Tonight, we have got a story that honestly sounds like satire, but it's...
So, in other words, go over there and check it out. So at this time, like, man, this is some crazy stuff happening. But let's listen to what she's going to say, and I'm going to see if I can find one more AOC clip until then.
Real, and it is coming straight out of California. A county sheriff has just come forward.
Yeah. That's basically what oh man, I thought I was letting y'all see it. I don't know if y'all were listening to it, but let's check out this right here. See, in the previous clip, let's see what this is talking about. Now we're gonna really get into some violence. Shoot. Let's look at Maria calls out AOC. You think she would have learned her lesson? Let's see.
Time for the hot topic of the hour. New York City's polls are open for early voting in the closely watched mayor's race, and the Big Apple already seeing a massive turnout. Get this, more than 164,000 votes cast between all 5 boroughs, according to the New York Post. That is a 5-fold increase since the 2021 mayor's race. New Yorkers have a choice between socialist Zoran Mamdani, independent/Democrat Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa. Yesterday in Queens, a big rally for Mamdani featuring AOC, Bernie Sanders, and Governor Kathy Hochul in what was billed as the New York is not for sale rally. It comes after Mamdani got heat for this weekend moment, speaking about facing Islamophobia during the race. Watch this.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City.
I mean, do y'all see who's right behind him? Huh? And then in the other clip, did you see who's right behind him? So do you think New York is going to get the sort of help that they really need? Is these individuals that's going to bring down the crime rate? Lift up, apparently. Now, mind you, there's people that's right behind them. They look like they got some money too. See, and this is what a lot of us need to do if we want to get in place. They look like they got some money. They got some money. Well, yeah.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt, who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Oh, okay. So his Muslim aunt did not feel safe in the subway after 9/11. Really? Back at the rally, AOC and Bernie Sanders saved all their words for the Trump administration and what they called billionaires. Watch this.
The very forces that Zohran is up against in this race.
Now, you see who's behind her? Huh? Yeah.
Mirrors what we are up against.
I guarantee you they're going to have some new store owners. There's going to be, there's going to be some new businesses, store owners, nail shops, shoot, they food, restaurants, everything. And they're going to put them all in. They ain't going to put them in the neighborhoods where LC and the Bernies and all of them say. They're going to put it in the best one in reaching distance of who they're going to always highlight when it comes to voting. So, look, let's hear the rest.
Nationally, an authoritarian, criminal presidency fueled by corruption and bigotry,
and notice,
ascendant right-wing extremist movement.
New York must have a mayor who represents the working families of this city, not the billionaire class.
Now think about it. Not the billionaire class, just the millionaire class. And notice her hand posture when she was speaking, it wasn't all over the place. So you know, she definitely has a coach, and they may be considering having her run for presidency. So feel free to go over there and check out this clip right here. And fair use on Fox Business. So, you know, and then New York Post put something, and this one put something. Don't trip off of that.
After months of withholding his support, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has finally endorsed Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani to be the next mayor of New York City. Jeffries announced his backing on Friday, less than 2 weeks from the general election. Early voting began in New York City over the weekend with a massive number of people casting ballots. Over 164,000 voters checked in on Saturday and Sunday. That's a 5-fold increase from the opening days of early voting back in 2021. Last night, Mamdani was joined for a rally by two of the biggest names in the progressive movement.
And that's what we saw. So, so a lot of that stuff is starting to hit the wind. And maybe tomorrow I'll have some more on that, because I know the other YouTubers are probably collecting some more data and content creators. And wow, that's about it for the show. What else? It's not much. Few people look like they kicked in. And then I see our girl Stevens is in the house. And she wrote in the chat, yes on 50. But y'all know, no on 50. Because California will be forever in a deadlock. We never have any new parties come about. So, that's a definitely no. Keep it even, Stevens. And we already had our turn. Our 10 years has passed. So keep this thing cracking. Let me show y'all some other information. Because a lot of people didn't do no research on 50. I did a redistricting video a couple of months ago to show the rules of how it goes. All right, when it comes to redistricting, whose turn is it? And these filibusters and the shutdown is called for everybody to get health care, but yet everybody can smoke pipes and have needles onto the street. Is that health care? That's how health care is really looking. Okay? Because after that health care happened, then they're in the hospital, then somebody put a picture on Facebook. Do you know this person? That's what we want to keep from happening. And by voting yes on 50, it will continue to happen, only in certain communities. So be cautious, read up on it, and we're going to still get some more taxes. Soon as it be a yes or a no vote. So it really ain't going to make no difference. Like I showed y'all in the early screen, this is what's going to go down. Where is that one at? This is what's getting ready to go down. First, they already drawed up the sheet for it.
To fight taxes in every election. We're the only group statewide that we actually go down.
Remember, this is going down, the wealth tax. So in other words, we got these people, wealthy people, telling us one more time, we have the millionaires telling us one more time, another wealth tax, and then we're going to tax you if you leave the state. Then see, but nobody ain't paying attention. We're going to tax you if you leave the state. Get it? We're going to tax you when you use gas. Gas and car taxes are automatically increased every year, and now politicians want a tax charge for each mile you drive. Okay? A tax on moving out of state. That's the third bullet point. California will also be the first state to impose a tax on people who flee the state. So he's considering running, and he want to hit all these taxes up on you. A tax if you flee the state, or move out of the state. Ain't that something? Ooh. And then some more income tax. Then we want to repeal Prop 13 of 1978, the homeowner against massive property tax, because we want to really make these taxes high. And then really no mom and pop. or a person by themselves will be able to afford a home in sunny California. Okay? So go over there and check out his channel. We'll be going through the whole documents. Until then, remember that recovery is an inside job. And recovery is an inside job. See? And then a lot of people don't want to recover because we have been whipped with an inside job. Because like y'all saw that AOC, to see how she's tailored in her speech now, and look at who's behind them. Them the people that putting that $1,000 bill. That's going to be the new store owners of those that's going out and losing businesses. Why? We're going to see turbans. We're going to see what? And these people is coming with full family, mom, pop, dad, uncle, everything. And if you don't believe me, let's just take one more look at what I showed y'all earlier. One more look. Look.
Movement. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont.
See? One more look. Let's just take one more look.
Meanwhile, Governor Kathy Hochul.
See? See? Look.
Fueled by corruption.
Look. She got the big shoulder pads. Homeboy got the big beard. It ain't going to be the... You think 7-Eleven being in there with something? Wait until you see all the other stores. All the other business. A tailor shop, everything. Swap meet going to look different. Everything. Watch. But the testing ground going to be New York first. And believe me, some of these people are already here too. Until then. So remember, put something in the chat. I'd like to thank all of y'all for showing up. Some people didn't send me some more stuff that they've been looking at, and then I'll be more neater the next time. So until then, thank y'all for coming to the show. Remember, Cash App, leave a message, share the video, and recovery is